everyone. Jen Deal here, quality of life strategist. I hope you are having a wonderful Tuesday evening. So, welcome to day 2 live. Crush Burnout, Reclaim Your Life 5-day challenge. We're in day 2. I know Alyssa had posted that she was working on some day 1 stuff. No worries. I don't want anyone to feel pressure. I'm just going through the agenda, but this is something that you can take your time with, really be gentle with yourself. I know we all are spinning a ton of plates, which is the point of this challenge. But that being said, take your time, be gentle with yourself, okay? And I've got my Colorado Moose shirt on, and I just went and had a massage a couple hours ago. I got back about an hour ago, I think. So pardon my massage hair. We talk about self-care and self-love tomorrow, so that's appropriate. So if you're popping in live, say hey. If you're popping in later, type in replay, if you don't mind, just so I can know who's seeing when. That would be amazing. And, I did want to go to the quote for today, for day 2. I love this quote. And it's all about talking about you cannot take action until you have the mindset. So we're talking all about mindset. And what is mindset anyway? Sometimes it seems people talk about mindset, but there really is such a thing, and you really cannot take action until you have a certain mindset. And it doesn't mean you have to have this mindset all the time, because we're only human, of course. And so our thoughts will change, but it's habitually having this mindset related to your values, related to your goals, that you will continue to align your values and your goals with everything you do as much as possible. I know it sounds like a lot, but I'm an example. I am an example. So feel free. I give you permission to align your goals, align your vision with your values, with what you are doing as far as work, personal life, all of those things. Give you permission, okay? Sometimes we need permission from someone else. So first I want to talk about values. I had asked in today's document, which I did post on top and pinned to the top, was about your top values. And so I'd love for you to pop in here and what are your top values? And what I think about is that sometimes we don't quite know what they are right away. And that's the whole point of this process, really to dig in, really to drill down on you. Imagine that. Drill down on you. What do you think? What are your goals? What are your visions? So what are your values? So mine, for example, kindness, love, authenticity. Those are my top 3 values. And kindness, just try and be kind to everyone. Love, really love everyone with as limited amount of judgment as possible. We're human beings, so it happens. Impulse judgment happens, but that's part of my curriculum as I'm working on that, is the judgment. But my top 3 values are kindness, love, and authenticity. I am so passionate about being authentic. For example, I'm a parent of 2 fur babies, 2 Cocker Spaniels, Meg and Stu. And so I'm not going to coach someone about children or parenting, okay? And so that's just one example for me. So now what are your top values? And then the question is, are you aligning your work with your values? And so let's think of an example. So if you value, for example, diversity and freedom, but you have this job where you are told what to do every single minute of the day, and so there's clear guidelines and it's repetitive, your values of freedom and diversity are not aligned with your work. So what are the steps you can take to make your work aligned with your values? Now, I'm not saying to run out and quit your job. That's what I did. I didn't run out. There was planning and I knew exactly what I was doing. But I decided to take the leap to align my work with my values. But there's so many other ways to do this. You can approach your work in a different way. You can approach your supervisor, whatever it is, to try and make sure that your values are aligning with your work. Okay. Hey, Marissa, how are you? So we're talking about the values and that we're aligning with work, and how do we align our values with work if they're not right now? Hey, Lena. And next, what we were talking about is goals. So what are your top 3 goals? And I actually have a long list of goals that I constantly, daily remind myself about. So when I do my daily meditation, I think of my goals. So, Lena, what are your top 3 goals, for example? And while you're thinking of that, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but you just type hello, so I know you're here. My top 3 goals are using my gifts to start, and there's not 3, there's more than 1. Using my gifts to serve in a happy, healthy, peaceful, financially prosperous, honest, and authentic way. So every day I talk about these goals with my meditation, and this is what I'm striving for in my life. Okay. So that was more than 3, but that's what I'm using my gifts to serve. That's what I'm doing, is focused on my goals. And I'll wait and see if Lena pops in. So the question is, are your goals aligned with your work life, with your personal life, And again, this is very similar to the values, that you may not know right away what your goals are. You may have to think and write them down. And so that was part of day 2. If you haven't had a chance to look at the document yet, no worries, do not stress. This is the exact opposite intention of this challenge. You are not to be stressed by this challenge. Okay. So let's see. We talked about the values. We talked about the goals. And so why do we care? Why do we care if your goals and your values are not aligned with your work life? Because it causes burnout. And this burnout spreads to your personal life. It causes you to not be as productive at work. You're not engaged. You don't have a high quality of work. So honestly, what's the point? To be blunt, And I mentioned that. And so then let's talk about how to align. Okay. So let's say you get to this place, you've listed your goals, you've listed your values. Why do we care that whether they align? Because they cause burnout if they don't align. And then how can you make the change? And so really, these are 3 additional questions to think about. What kind of work would you do that aligns with your goals and your values? What kind of organization would you work for? So what mission do they have that aligns with your goals and your values? And then what kind of people do you want to align yourselves with? And this is so important personally also. I always push this, to align yourselves with like-minded folks. There's no reason to align yourselves with naysayers, people that don't align with your same values and goals. There's no reason to align yourselves with those kinds of people. So those are the 3 things. I just want to say those one more time, just to repeat. So how to align: once you have your goals, once you have your values, you're questioning whether these goals and these values are aligning with your work. Okay, let's see. Lena says, my most immediate goal is to manage my busy life as a mother, wife, daughter, sister, and also professional life. See, everyone has all of these plates, and it's really prioritizing. So Lena's spinning all these plates, as many of us are. And so it's really taking that time for you, Lena, and for everyone else here, because you are the most important person to you. And I know you have children and they're the love of your lives, but if you're not your best Lena, then you're not your best to them, And I know you get that. So yeah, I want to see, I'm going to think about that. I want to see if I have anything else to add to that. It's about spinning the plates and really prioritizing and making sure that you have the time for all of those things, that it's not 80% professional life and then 20% the rest. That doesn't add up. And we're going to talk about that on day 4, really talking about changing your daily routine. So we will get into that more specifically, Lena. And I hope that helps. So we talked about the goals, we talked about the values, the top 3, and then are they aligning with your work, and why do we care if they're not? And then how do you align? So you really ask yourself those 3 questions. What kind of work would align with your goals and your values? What type of organization would you work for? And then what kind of people would you want to align yourself with? It's just something to think about. And so depending on that, this may impact your choice of work. Maybe it impacts talking to your supervisor. Maybe it impacts getting a new job. Maybe it means working for yourself. And I'm not asking anybody to run out and make any sudden changes, of course, but it's something to really consider, because we spend all of this time working, that we should enjoy it and it should align with our goals and our values, however that happens. Okay, what was the other thing? Gremlins, the inner thoughts, the pesky inner voices that we all have, the inner chatter, as Rachel calls it. So it's the what if, it's the what if voices, the what if I fail, the what if I don't succeed. And I mentioned this, that this is just a tiny piece of us. But sometimes we take those thoughts and we make it our entire, to define us, our entire identity. And it's not. So we let those little voices get in our heads and we believe that they're the truth, but they're not. And so in the document for day 2, I had asked you to put, what are your top 3 inner voices? And then to the right of that, what is the truth? So for example, what if I fail? Okay, that was one of my questions. What if I fail? The truth is, first of all, there's no evidence that I will fail. Secondly, so what if I fail? Because everything is an opportunity to learn and grow. I know that I'm going to do the best that I can at whatever I do. And even if, let's say, I don't meet my expectations, I know I did the best at that point in time, and that I'm learning and growing, and that it's fine. And there's no such thing as failure. There's just opportunities for learning and growth. So really have a dialogue with that voice. Know that what the truth is there any evidence of what you're telling yourself? And you will really start sending that inner voice in a different direction. The other thing I want to say about gremlins and inner voices is that they're fear-based, okay? So they're here because we're afraid of something. We're afraid of something, and the voices are confirming it, and then we believe it. And so it wants a job. It just is trying to protect us. Do not give it a hard time. It's trying to protect us. So I gave mine a new job to tell me to stop, nothing to worry about. So what kind of new job can you give your inner voices? And this is related to that vision and goals, because sometimes we have these inner voices that says, no, we can't possibly do that. We can't possibly align our work with our goals and our visions. We can't possibly do something for us. And yes, you can. And yes, you can step outside of your comfort zone. Yes, you can take that leap. If you are passionate about something enough, then yes, you can. And again, I'm giving you permission just in case you need it. I give you permission all day long. Okay? So that was basically the recap of day 2. Feel free to hop in here. I want to know, Lena listed here her most immediate goal. What are your most immediate goals? What are your most immediate values? And then what are your thoughts of your inner voices? And then tomorrow, day 3, we're going to jump into self-love and self-care, which is so much fun. And again, I'm going to give you permission all week long to give yourself some love, give yourself some care. Okay, it's important. Really need to take the time for that. And so I'll upload the document for that tonight after this live. As I mentioned, I had my self-care today. I went for a massage. It was so great. And I'm sorry, I have my massage chair here. And then don't forget, day 5, I'm giving away a prize for a scholarship for 4 months to work with me. And we're going to make even bigger shifts. So 5 days is awesome. We can definitely make a shift in 5 days. But with the scholarship and working with me for private one-on-one coaching, we will make an even bigger shift. And I'm here to support you. I told you my core value, one of them is authenticity. So I would not be doing this if I didn't feel like I could authentically help you, and if I hadn't been there myself. All right, I think that's it. And so if you hop in later, type replay, and then any questions, comments. And tomorrow is a special holiday, and so hop in tomorrow morning because I'm going to wish you a happy holiday tomorrow. All right, guys. So nice to see you. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Much love, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.